Kids are getting pretty wild in there, man. Is that safe?
Yeah, they're fine. I've got their keys.
Everybody, we're going to start off where we left off yesterday, talking about the Americans before the Keys.
Hey, have a beer, man. You deserve it.
It's not worth it. Underage drinking risks everything you're working for.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing? We are now ready to begin the first part of our meeting, which is the Safe Streets Coalition meeting. I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and for those of you who just walked in, we've got plenty of seats open over here. Please feel free to sit anywhere. For those of you who are new, how many of you, this is your first meeting? Awesome. Well, a little bit about what we do here is Safe Streets is an agency or a program of prevention and recovery services, and our mission is to deal with crime and substance abuse prevention. A few months ago, we partnered with Freedom Now to address human trafficking. So we'll do some updates, some crime information about what's going on from some of our partners. We'll recognize some good going on in our community, and then we'll get into the Freedom Now portion of the meeting. So we'll get going here. We'll start with our Keys to Character winner, and I will introduce Cindy Patton to explain this program.
Hi, we're going to recognize a young man today. His name is Damian Hager. Damian, would you come forward? And also our recognition council. I did see the sheriff here. Here comes Damian. And then I'd also like to call up Michelle with dispatch. Melanie with dispatch, I'm sorry. Is she here? She made this nomination. And I wanted her to tell you a little bit about why she made this nomination.
Thank you all for coming. My name is Melanie Mills-Bergers. I'd actually like Erin Harrell to give this nomination. She was the call taker that got to speak with Damian.
So I took a phone call from Damian. His stepfather had injured himself, and Damian was calling on his behalf. Apparently there was a lot of blood, it was a little gory, and I was just really shocked by how calm he was on the phone. I talk to a lot of people every day, and not everybody is quite so calm. When I asked him, when the ambulance service asked him to go get a clean towel, he was like, oh, clean towel, clean towel. Ooh, clean towel, okay. And went back. And I can't think of any phone call that I've taken with a kid that has impressed me so much. So I just felt like he should be recognized for doing something amazing under a lot of pressure.
All right, well, you know, we're always looking for heroes in our community. And it doesn't matter what size, what age, what gender. And today is truly an example of some of the young people that we have that are our heroes. And for that, we want to recognize Damian here. In this right here is Damian Hager, was nominated by Shawnee County Dispatch for his efforts and calm demeanor and how well he handled himself during the 911 phone call interaction to assist family members. And on this day, you are recognized by the Keys of Character from the Recognition Council. So with that, then, I give that to you and congratulate you. Now, earlier I talked to him and I put him on the spot. I said, now when you come up here, you can say something. And he said he wanted to say something, so I'll give him an opportunity.
I mean, really all I have to say is just, if you guys are ever put in a situation like that, you know, try to stay calm and stuff, so.
Congratulations, and thank you very much. We're very proud of you. And if anybody has a nomination, please be sure and contact Safe Streets and let them know that you have a nomination. We also recognize adults, but we didn't have one today. For our Champion of Character, we want to thank A1 Lock and Key and State Farm for their help with this program. Thank you very much.
All right, now it's on to the business portion of our meeting. I need a motion to approve the minutes from our September meeting. Is there a second? Awesome. Thank you guys very much. A little bit about Safe Streets. As I mentioned, we do a lot of things in the neighborhood dealing with crime prevention and also substance abuse prevention. On the back of your agenda is just some of the things that we've been involved in the last month or so. We are really starting to see an increase in communication in neighborhoods, and we love to get in on the ground floor of neighborhood meetings. So if you've been thinking about having something going on in your neighborhood, this is a great time to host one of your first meetings, because you know what? It's getting cooler. Aside from today, the wind hasn't been that bad. And it's just a good time to connect with people. I really encourage you to consider doing that if you haven't already. Some of the other things we have coming up this month are meeting for loss prevention and retailers. If you serve in a loss prevention or store management or financial institution, please see me afterward and we'll get you hooked up with our group. Now it's time for some of our partner updates. So I'd like for the Topeka Police Department, for Sergeant Dan Wilson and Officer Xander Wall to come forward. Let's give them a round of applause.
All right, we're going to talk about some of our crime stats for the Topeka Police Department. This first slide is city violent crime. Again, if you don't remember, the numbers that are in blue are down, red are up. As you can see, the overall numbers are down, which is always a good sign. Robberies to individuals, month to month's up a little bit, but the rest of those are down. So continue to call us, continue to give us the information if you have it, and help us make the city safer. This next slide is the city property crime. Again, some of the numbers are up a little bit. Theft from buildings, license plates. With like the theft from buildings, if you see people in your neighborhood that shouldn't be there, if they're checking out a vacant house or a house is for sale or something like that, you know, write a tag down, maybe call us if you think you need to. A lot of those are like houses for sale or vacant buildings, especially going into the holiday season. Packages, if you can get them delivered to work, is a great idea, and or to a neighbor that's home during the day, because we'll start having more of those go on with the holiday season coming up. Also, just remember to lock your cars. Don't leave guns in your cars, please. Don't leave guns in your cars, please. Every day we have them stolen out of cars. So if you're a gun owner in the room or you know somebody, just be responsible about your gun. The slides for this month, Topeka Police Department teamed up with McDonald's with their new building there at 21st and Bell with a Coffee with a Cop. McDonald's has continued to be a good community sponsor, helping us out with a lot of our programs. And you can put on your calendar if you want, on Halloween, the Topeka Police Department will be hosting a trunk or treat event at our department in the parking lot. I believe it's 6 to 8 is the hours. And then finally, next Sunday is Battle of the Badges for Special Olympics. It's a fundraiser with Topeka Police Department, Topeka Fire Department, Shawnee County Sheriff, and Kansas Highway Patrol. It's a family-friendly event. If you're looking for something to do, come on out and you can make fun of us trying to play football. So, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant. Now I'd like to invite Sheriff Herman Jones to give an update from the Shawnee County Sheriff's Office. Let's give him applause while he comes up.
Thank you. Well, there's a couple of things that are going on in the communities within the city and also in the county, and I want to talk about it because Sergeant Wilson talked about it. But we're having a rash of burglaries that are going on, and we've seen an upkick of burglaries that are happening, not necessarily to residents, but to automobiles. And people are parking their vehicles in the streets or on the driveway, but the most important element of that is trying to get individuals to understand you need to lock your cars. Lock your cars. What we are seeing is probably over the last month, we've had an upkick of, we've had 40 burglaries outside of the city limits here, 40 burglaries of our vehicles. And of that, over half of all those vehicles that were burgled were unlocked. Now, the one interesting thing about that is there's a number of people that will leave their weapons in the car. And I say that to understand this, folks. When a weapon goes out to our community, if it's taken by illegal terms, it's probably going to be used illegally somewhere else. It is about our safety, but why would it beg of you, please pass that information on to the rest of the people that are not in this room. You get it, you understand that, but we've got to be the messengers to pass that information on. Sadly enough, Sedgwick County lost a deputy not long ago. That officer was killed by a stolen gun. That's why I say it's important for all of us to take care of what we're doing out here, because it does matter. It really does, folks. Please get that message out. On another note, just so you know, the cooperation of what we have here, beyond what we have in this room, but law enforcement of today is just outstanding for this community. There's a certain thing coming on, a certain event that's happening this weekend. It's an honor to have the President of the United States come visit our community. But to understand the cooperation and collaboration of law enforcement, emergency responders, our firefighters, our AMR, and so many other people to make that happen. And it's this group right here that makes it important for us to have a safe community. We want to have a safe community for the President of the United States. We're working hard, not just for the President, we're working hard every day for people like you and everyone else out there. So in other words, let's think of it that we should do the things as though the President was in our community every day. Let's do those type of things. We're working hard for you. Help us out and do your part as well. I appreciate all of what you're doing, and thank you very much. And no, I'm not playing in the game.
All right, thank you guys very much for the updates. I hope that you've learned something or have information that you can take back and put into practice. That concludes the Safe Streets portion of the meeting. Thanks to City 4 for filming this. You can see portions of this meeting re-aired on their station, so we very much appreciate their support.